Yes, and everybody, welcome to another episode of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Williams, and today, my guest, once again, thanks for coming on the show because I know you got a busy schedule, and I didn't want to interrupt that, but I know you had a block where you can do this interview slash show. So, Jocelyn and Brisson, thanks for joining me on the show.
Yes, thanks for having me. Excited about the topic today.
Yes, so before we get there, how you doing today?
It's Monday. I'm exhausted, but the pre-workout is coming, and so is the workout. So it's back pressure today. See? It's better than side pressure.
It hurts less too, doesn't it?
It hurts less.
So today's topic, we are talking about the list that just got released over the weekend, the Queen of the Table. That'll take place in April. And I know we may be super duper early with this, but you're never too early to talk about what's going on. When I saw the list, you saw the list, and it's funny because we're kind of going back and forth. And for the 160 and over class, I have a favorite who might win. You have a favorite who might win. We'll get into that, momentarily. But I will say this with this round robin, because you also participated in that, and that kind of launched you over. You had a good victory over Sarah that launched you up there. And I want to know, and tell the ladies out there, what does this round robin mean to you, and what could it mean for them going forward?
So I guess there are a couple of questions, and it's too bad that I couldn't catch the release live because I have questions.
Yeah.
Kind of the first and foremost is like, I can see that there's like a wide variety. There's a wide skill range on this round robin. And I would kind of like to know what, I guess, the end goal of this round robin would be, is kind of my first question. These things are perfect times to highlight people who may not necessarily get highlighted kind of in like your everyday thing. And it's nice because you're gathering people from kind of all over the continent and having them face off with each other.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's a great opportunity for that, and for a tournament afterwards.
Yeah.
Just for the after pulling effect, and like just kind of like a mega practice. Like I know it's a tournament, but that's probably what it's going to devolve into, is like a mega after pull practice kind of thing.
Which is fine, but here, let me throw this out there. I want your opinions before we really dive into this. And this is not a prediction show. We're just kind of diving into this. But, I don't know about how you feel, and you could probably speak more than most when it comes to the ladies division. I see it as, at least here in the States, promoters have tried time and time again. Hey, what's it going to take to get all these ladies come to an event, right? And, we hear from a lot of ladies, right? Hey, we should get the same, kind of pass as the guys do, this, that, and then some. We tried forward and backwards, up and down, left to right, bend over backwards to try to make things adjustable for the ladies. And we've tried that, and some get it, others don't. They still don't show up. We still don't get the numbers. But for some reason or another, when it comes to these round robins, that is the one time where you can get all the ladies all there at one time. Now granted, we got 10 of them, but on each weight class, but still, that is the only time we can get the majority of ladies at one event at one time if it's a ladies only event. What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on that are that I love seeing women in the sport. I really do. And I pull in the upper weight class. So, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the people in the lower weight class, but the more like the people who cause the most noise in terms of we want more weight classes are the class pullers, right? The weight class pullers. It's not the heavyweights that you hear that noise coming from, right? So for me, I find it kind of irritating when I hear these women complain about weight classes, et cetera, et cetera. And mind you, there's like a whole slew of factors, right? And people are probably going to crucify me for this. I know there's a whole slew of factors. I know that there's like quadruple the time of men, quadruple the amount of men than there are of women, right? So that's a huge factor right there. And of course, every woman's going to go to like the event that holds the most promise for them. Does that mean that it's the best event that to go to for that weekend? We'll say that there's 3 events happening and they choose the one that's best for them. It's not necessarily, I don't know.
Right. No, I get it.
Do you know what I mean? And like, so for me, right, I look at the Ottawa Open. So that's the most recent tournament that I participated in myself. Yes. Some people were pissed off that I entered my class. It is what it is. It's an open tournament. And, you know, I was there, so why not enter? Because I have my own goals going that way. So, yeah, it's just like, I feel like there's a genuine, I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if the word I'm looking for is fear. But like, there's a reason that I don't advertise when I go to tournaments.
Oh, here, let me kind of speak for you for a second. And since we're going down this rabbit hole, let me speak for you. Because there's guys out there that I know closely that say, I'm not telling nobody where I'm going because once they know I show up, then they don't want to participate. They're not going to show up. And then that discourages everybody. You know what I'm saying? So is that about accurate?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
But what I like about the round robins is that, like, I don't like to be unfair to a promoter, right? Like, I don't like to see a promoter lose out because they've put so much effort into a women's class and then the women don't show up. So what I like about the round robin, it holds the women accountable to show up because you are paying at least the one that I entered. Okay. I don't know how it's going to happen for this one. I don't know if they're going to ask for the money up front. I don't know if there's any money involved. I don't know if it's just like based on promoters. I have no idea. And that wasn't talked about in the podcast that I watched. But like for us, the $100 was due upfront, right? The promoters did not lose on the guaranteed money that we were putting in to participate in the round robin. So I like that aspect because it puts the accountability back on the women, right? And the promoters not losing out.
And that's cool. How many times have you gone to tournaments or we hear about a tournament where, so-and-so's coming in the actual super match and then last minute they back out. It's like going, what the hell, So, I mean, we've heard that time and time again. Yes, I do like, when the ladies are being held accountable for that. But at the same time, it's like going, this list right here we're about to go through. Some are household names, others may not be. Maybe there's some ladies that you know of. There's some ladies that I know and all that kind of stuff. And, we got Canada, United States. So that's the perfect reason why I brought you on the show, because you can tell me all about the Canadian ladies. I can tell you about the Americans for the most part, But also it gives some lady that chance, that opportunity. Let's talk about past winners. Yourself, Merlene. She's been a past champion. Liz Mosek, she's been a past champion. Danielle Everson, past champion. The list goes on and on. So what I see from here is that some way, somehow, 2 ladies, 160 and below, 160 and above, they're going to walk away with the winner. And then that right there, opportunity is going to knock for them. Now, whoever comes in second, third, whatever, that's not saying anything bad about them because they can have a hell of a match and it'll catch somebody's eye. And I guess, where I'm going with this is the fact that where our sport is now, there's so much social media going on. Some way, somehow, somebody's going to see that match or the tournament or the actual round robin. Some promoter's going to sit there, you're going to catch their eye. And it's going to be like, oh, okay. And they're going to sit there and do that. So let's use you for an example. I'm going to put you on a pedestal tonight, just so we're clear. So take this. When you went to the round robin and all of a sudden you got that win, that pin on Sarah Backman, because up until that point, Sarah seemed to be unpinnable. So it seemed. You got the win. And it sent shockwaves throughout the whole entire United States, at least. Then the following weekend, you go to MAC, you beat Heidi Court in the 3-0. Then all of a sudden, okay, let's all, watch for Jocelyn. She's a powerhouse. That's what got you the opportunities. So I guess what I'm trying to say going forward is that, hey, one of these ladies might get that same opportunity, So do you agree or disagree?
Okay, I'm going to say this because I am going to disagree. Okay. And the reason that I'm going to say that I disagree is there's not, like, you had some of the top pullers show up within the continent for my round robin, right? Like Merlene and Lee Aaron, myself, Sarah Bachman. And the people who are showing up here are up and comers for sure. And I think that there's the potential for a lot of matches, but I don't know that the wow factor will be there.
Okay.
For the choice of, because I don't know what the criteria was for this list. Right? Like I don't know what was the decision to bringing certain women on, because I do see kind of like a gap.
Right.
With like people we have zero knowledge about, and the people that we know very well because they know how to promote themselves.
Right. Well, fair enough. I see it as an opportunity for someone to go, hey, you know what? If I want to make a name for ourselves, this is the one. Because unlike a tournament, you know, you got to pull everybody in your class, in that particular class.
Yeah.
And I say that because in the tournament, there are some people
you'll never meet
you've
up
been
with.
there, I've been there, people in the chat have been there. There are tournaments where you know you can beat somebody, but because they finished higher than you, you never got the chance to pull them.
Yep.
Even though deep down, you see, and with the round robin, that eliminates that factor. And we can get deeper and say, okay, well, yeah, but it all depends on who draws who at what time. You know, do I draw Jocelyn at the beginning, the middle, or the end?
Yeah, that 160, the under 160 class is the one that is kind of I like the under 160 class. It's the kind of the most stacked class that I'm like, I have a favorite of who I think is going to win. And I do believe it's Pauline from Nova Scotia. But I also think that that's going to depend on who she's going to face off with first. Because if she gets into a war with Tamara Mitz right away, that's going to be a bad day.
Okay,
right?
What about that? So, 10 competitors on the 160 class. Let's run it through it. Ursula Askey, Kelly Bills, Jessica is a boss. Jessica Boss?
Bozy, I think.
Danielle Evanson, Amanda Marshall, Tamara Mitz, Jessica Potts, Pauline Sirkin, Kim Wood, and Lucky Wood. So those 10, you know, on paper, you could probably go, oh, because I mean, I already posted already the match I'm looking forward to. That doesn't mean they're going to win the whole thing, but the match I'm looking forward to, depending on who draws who, would be Tamara Mitz and Danielle Evanson. I'm telling you right now, those two ladies right there, like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
You don't sleep on Tamara. Danielle, her power speaks for itself. But look at the rest of Ursula. You don't sleep on her. If your favorite, you said Pauline's your favorite, right?
Yep. I think so many people sleep on Pauline, and that's because she's not huge at advertising herself, but that girl's a powerhouse. And I think that she has the potential to take it all. Like she took a loss at the Ottawa Open to Jose Morneau, but Jose is very much a veteran in the sport, right? So
that kind of goes without saying, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I like I think, I don't know, my top 3, I know we're not doing predictions, but my top 3 for that class, and I'm just going to go for it, would be in no particular order, probably Kelly Bills, Tamara, and Pauline.
Okay. So where would Ursula fit in this?
I think she'll place top 6, but I don't think she'll break top 3.
Right. Again, everybody, this is not a prediction show. No. We're just talking about this because we got plenty of time for the prediction show, because so much can happen between now and April, right? So
you don't even know if you're going to have the same players. Because we had so many people drop out, like of our round robin. There were so many replacements and so many last minute additions, and just trying to fill the gaps that people left by leaving, you know, again. And this is where the accountability piece comes in, because the people, and of course there's things that happen in life, but like the accountability piece, when a poster's released and like you've paid your money, make it a point to be there. Like if you're going to say yes, like honor your commitments.
Right. I mean, and it's only fair because, again, the last thing the ladies division needs is another black eye, right? Good Lord. oh my Lord, I don't even want to, go down that rabbit hole. But the last thing, the ladies need is another black eye and I say that because you even said yourself when you went, here was the initial, list. Then all of a sudden, as the months went on, people started dropping out.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're scrambling to find a replacement. And then it almost feels like, it was just like, well, okay, it kind of lost some of its luster because so-and-so couldn't make it. And because that is a thing, it does happen. And you kind of hope that, you know what, let's not do that. Yeah. Let's just go ahead. So if this is important to you, ladies, if this is important to y'all, make it. Because when is the next opportunity you're going to have to go to an event where you got so many capable pullers that anyone can win it? If you think about it, depending on who pulls who win, anybody can walk out of victory. When is the next time as a lady when are you going to sit there and have another event like that? You can't, because for the simple reason that it's hard to get ladies to a tournament to have big classes. It's just hard because you got all the other tournaments that take importance for some ladies. You know what I'm saying? So ladies only, cool, let's do that. And that's just the 160 class. Okay. Now we got the open class, and this is the one I'm like going, okay. Yeah.
You and I are sitting on opposite sides of the fence, because the same match that you want to see is the match that I want to see, but I have a different favorite than you.
Let's run the names down first, and then you and I can talk about that, okay? Okay. All right. The 10 ladies on the 160 plus class reads as this: Jolene Clark, Amanda Dyer, Kathy Facey, Freddie Forrest, Lorraine LeBlanc, Madison Lynn, Tiffany Lynn, Katie Marie, Crystal Marr, Stephanie Spencer, Martha Swick. Okay. Now that right there, like I said before, anyone can win. Anyone can win. So the match I posted I was looking forward to, right, is Madison Lynn, Katie Marie. Who was your favorite out of that?
So the favorite for me in that match would be Madison, as long as she understands how to pull with a longer lever.
Right.
I don't think that Katie is down for the count at all in that match. Like, I don't discount her at all. But for some reason, I'm gambling on Madison for this one.
And just so we're not placing any side bets,
we're not placing any side bets.
I picked Katie Marie as the favorite, but like I said, so much happened between now and then. We hope that no one gets injured, because I know there's going to be tournaments in between now and April. I think it's the 26th. So I picked Katie Marie because I really think everything's going to be like this. Okay. What I mean by this is that, this is her time to shine. And I'm not taking anything away from all the rest of the ladies in that class, but I'll say this though, that sponsorship, the minute that sponsorship went out there, and I talked to her about this, and it felt like there might be a target on her back, like, okay, I got to perform now. So it's almost like, your back's against the corner. You know what? You want to prove to everybody that you earned that sponsorship? Guess what? I'm going to show you why I got the sponsorship. I'm going to show you why I earned that sponsorship. And I think it's going to go ahead and she's going to do what she needs to do. Now, that's who I got winning. That's my favorite. No prediction. I'm just saying that's who I got, who I think who might win it. But then again, what if Katie Marie, because I think this is left hand if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was right hand.
It could be right hand. I got to double check. Lucky if you're watching.
I'm like, because that's going to change some things, but I'm pretty sure it's right hand.
So how about this? What if Katie Marie or Madison get into a first round, get into a match with Stephanie Spencer, and it goes to a strap? Because I know firsthand what Stephanie can do in a strap. She's a lot stronger than people give her credit for. When she has that strap on, right here, and she comes in like that, it's a problem if you don't pull it the correct way. Now, we also saw not too long ago, a few weeks ago in Arizona, where Stephanie had a match with Sarah Ray, and Sarah knew the exact formula to beat that. She knew the exact formula to beat that. So any women watching, if you watch that match between Sarah Ray and Stephanie Spencer, that is what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I should have pulled that door. I got the sun glaring right here.
It's just a
But
halo.
yeah, it's starting to annoy me actually. You know what? Let me close that door. Hold on for a quick second.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. So,
Yeah.
like I
For
said,
me, it gives them the opportunity to, like, if you've never studied for one opponent specifically, like, everybody's going to be looking for probably one person that they see as their biggest competition within a round robin, right?
right.
For me, the obvious, Sarah Bachman. Other obvious was Angie Rose. Like, those were the two biggest ones to face off with. So, like, it'll give them the opportunity to understand what it's like to almost plan a training around a specific opponent for people who are not familiar with, like, a super match format. Like, a round robin, it's still tournament, but it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Right. You know what they should do? Let me get your opinion. You know what they should do? I don't know if Lucky's watching, but what they should do is Lucky should go live, right? And what should happen, they should just sit there and go, okay, the first matchups, and just start pulling names and go, okay, I got Jocelyn. Oh, who are you pulling? Bam. And kind of go, okay, there's your first round matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And go live with it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Why not go live? Because then, based off of what you just said, if they did that, then you know who your first round matchup is.
Yeah.
You can at least focus on that particular person, and then all the rest, let it fall, they can fall into place.
Yeah. We had ours set up before we even went, and I like that because it was like we knew which rounds to anticipate, and not because we ever discounted, like, the people we were pulling with, but, like, depending on your ability, and you're the best person to be kind of the evaluator of your ability. You're going to know who is closest to you, and maybe you're not aiming to win, but maybe you're aiming to just beat that person.
Now,
right?
you talking about the first round or the entire round robin? You knew.
Like, I knew the whole round robin that, there was two people. One I got at the very end, and then one I got kind of near the beginning. So.
Okay, and so here's the thing though: if you do something like that, because then everything stacks up and go, okay, and you can also look at who else is pulling who too, and go, okay, wait a minute, maybe they might have a grinder. Maybe Angie Rose can slow down Jocelyn as I'm sitting up here, think, okay, I can beat this person, then I can just watch them drain each other out, and then bam, I can come in, and pick up the pieces or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But I really think that this is going to be fun because now there are some ladies who are not on this list that would make it awesome too had they been on there. If a Leanne Wilson, a Merlene, Sarah Ray, a Nadia. I mean, the list goes. Jolene Anderson. Yeah. List goes on and on. So,
I was surprised to see, like, I was kind of surprised not to see Jolene's name come up. But like I said, I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know if they were asked and they could not. I don't know what went into the picking. So,
can you imagine if Courtney Height was in this? It was in this thing.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Woo! I'm telling you, hey, you know what, Courtney? She has 2 matches this weekend coming up this Saturday at the Global Elite. So, wish her some good luck. But just think of the names that could have been in here. It would have lit this whole place up, because I remember the one they had earlier this year. You had Beth Dukes was in there. I'm thinking, okay, there's a name, what if somebody like a Peyton Pickering will mix it up in the 160 class? She can, pull up a couple upsets or something like that.
Ambrin would have been a good one to have too, right? Ambrin placed first at the Canadian Nationals. Like, I'm really surprised that she's not on the list. Right? It would have been nice to see her shake it up and see, because she's actually on the In the Hook rankings, right? Like, she's placed. And I mean, like, Madison also is on there, and I can't remember if Martha is still on the list or not. So, like, I mean, there's some variety, but we'll see what happens.
But all these ladies bring something, right? Because, like, if we, well, first of all, what's your definition of a dark horse when it comes to arm wrestling? What would that look like for you?
I guess a dark horse would come out of nowhere, like, and that kind of nobody expected very much out of them.
Just kind of lying in the weeds, just kind of
Yeah.
sit there like, all right,
I think it's somebody who knows their ability but chooses to keep it under wraps.
Okay, that's fair enough. We'll take Lucky Wood for example, because the one she did earlier this year in the one was it 154? I can't remember. The lighter weight
she was
class,
in the lighter weight class,
and now she's had a whole year to acclimate to that weight now. Because remember, she lost a lot. She lost a lot of weight to get to this point. It was like, okay, let her acclimate to this weight and get her training. That way, she can it can all calibrate. And now it's like, okay, guess what? This might be a different Lucky this time. Who knows? Take somebody like Amanda Marshall. Never know. I wouldn't sell her short because she may come in here and just get a couple wins and be like, whoa, Kathy Facey, same thing. Quiet Kathy. Won't say nothing. She'll shake your hand. How you doing? Give a hug and stuff. You don't know what she'll bring to the table.
No, she could be mean.
Okay.
Don't be fooled.
So there's nothing, like I say, you can't put anything past anybody because you just never know. That's why, I like this list. And I understand, it's not like the household names per se, same thing. Marcus Wick. Don't, woo, I'm telling you. Don't sleep on them. So, and I'm curious to see how the women perform in this. I'm curious to see how Freddie, from Quebec, I'm curious to see how she performed in something like this. We just saw her at the Ottawa Open. She placed top 3, but now guess what? Now when you're put in a situation when you're here in front of your peers, you got to pull everybody. 10 ladies, which means guess what? You got 9 matches. You got 9 times to make that count. And we want to know for sure, are you going to live up to the hype? That's what I mean. I don't mean that in a mean way, but let's be real. There's some hype around her. We want to see how much of the hype is true. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the other thing too, is like with the sponsorship, with that social media presence, like there's a real factor of like, I can't let them down, but then, there's a lot of mental that goes into that. So like a lot of these ladies, if they're not used to what goes through your mind when you're entering a round robin and the fact that everybody's going to be watching you and everybody's going to be making critiques and all that stuff, and like if you're not ready for that mentally, it's pretty awful to go through.
Yeah, there's a name.
Christine Flicka is another one. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of potential. And this, there's a lot of potential for really great matches to come out of this round robin. And, when I said earlier that it doesn't carry what it did for, like, the round robin that I feel like I participated in, I'm not meaning that as a slam. I'm really not. I'm just saying that when you look at the list of names, they're not the names that have they're names that have maybe made a mark in the last couple of years, but they're not necessarily the ones that like you've seen in super matches or, that have been here a long time, right? Like, I'm not saying they're not going to make a name for themselves. I'm not saying opportunities cannot come from this. So please don't take it that way, but.
Christine Flick. I'll throw another name at you. Amanda Peterson. How about that? There's another one. There's Amanda Peterson. I can't remember where she lives at.
Or you mean Maria Peterson?
No, I know Maria Peterson. Oh, I know it. Throw her in there too. Amanda Peterson. She's like blonde. I can't remember where she's at, but no, I know Maria. Yeah, come on, I know Maria. Let's go now.
I was gonna say everybody knows Maria. Come on.
Yeah, I know Maria. Duh. But pressure. Let's talk about that for a second. Pressure. Do you think some of the ladies are feeling the pressure? Because my goal is as we get closer down the road, I'm gonna start having these ladies on here if the schedule permitting on their end, and say, hey, what do you feel? How's training going? Not so much to get you, what you're, letting your secrets out, but just kind of going, how does it feel? Because now when you're in there, you either sink or swim. That's how I see this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's going to be, the sport is going to be what you want out of it, right? Do you want competition, or is this just kind of like, I'm happy to be here? I mean, there's nothing wrong with either one, like whatever your ideology is in the sport, but like you're going to get what you put into it. So I don't know. I think the more competitive people will be feeling the pressure, and the ones who are happy to be there will be going into it like, I'm going to do my best, and you know, that's good enough for them at that point in time, and that's great. But the pressure is real.
Fair. No, I mean seriously, it's fair, because think about it. And like I said at the beginning of this show, you know, when you got that, it was shocking to us when, you know, we all saw Sarah go down. It was like that was the reaction, like, holy shit. People getting on their phones, social media. Did you see what just happened? And then it got out there, and then all of a sudden it was a topic on all these podcast shows, mine too. And because at that point, you know, you kind of like, you just didn't see her getting pinned like that. And we saw it. It was like going, okay, you know, okay, here we go. Now it's getting real. And the fact that you did that in back-to-back weekends, like, okay, all attention goes over your way, you know? And I really do see that, because now I'm going to say something. I hope this doesn't get taken out of context, although it probably will, because that's what
that's what the internet does.
Yeah. I mean, hell, last week's show, everything got taken out of context. Got all kind of phone calls and text messages. Go figure. Now,
I get all kinds of compliments. Don't worry.
Yeah, right. Ooh, we got an after dark. You want to hang out for that?
Yeah, but we got to call it after dark something else.
Yeah, we have to go. I'll think of a name. So we'll take Katie Marie, for example, because again, I really think she has a target on her back in that class.
Yeah, of course.
Knowing that, you know, she's been traded and she earned, like I said, she earned her way to get that sponsorship. Yep. There are some ladies out there who are kind of salty about that. Stop it. Congratulations to her. She got to stop all that.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know what, guys? Like, honestly, it kind of pisses me off. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like, it pisses me off to see other women attacking other women because of what they got. Okay. Right. And I'm gonna give myself an example, and I'm gonna use myself as an example.
Please do.
I showed up. I put my money, I put my time, I put my resources into showing up to that round robin. If you did not show up, that is a you problem. Period.
If the invite was there, right?
Sorry?
If the invite was there.
If the invitation was there, but like I said, there were people dropping out left, right, and center. So that original poster didn't have the original women that were in it, right? So like the people who are pissed off at me, or, you know, I didn't deserve it, or, you know, all of that stuff, I showed up. Right. Which is more than I can say for the people who don't. So for the women who are going to show up to this round robin, congratulations. That's 50% of the work right there.
Well, yeah. And here's the thing. So, and I was getting to this, you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because when someone earned that, and it's like, it bothers me too, because it's like going, why are you shitting on them? They did, and I hate to use that language, but why are you shitting on them? Because the fact that you got to understand that, hey, you know what? They did everything possible. Is because they didn't get it, you know? Mm-hmm. So where I was going with that is that here's Katie Marie, probably got the most pressure in that class because of what she's gotten. Now, let's just say she doesn't win it. That ain't taking nothing away, because we all know this sport can, you know, make people delusional, you know? It can't.
What?
No way, right? This sport can make things delusional. I see, you know, the Lucky Ones podcast, and Lucky, I will gladly send you the link if you want to hop on, because there's some questions that we both have that you might know. So let me know. This sport can make people delusional, because it's like going, again, when someone gets guys too, right? When someone gets that sponsorship, then, you know, a lot of them are like, well, how come he or she got that? They don't deserve it. They haven't beaten nobody. It's like, okay, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately," right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, and it's like, you know, like putting yourself out there, and I know what it's like to have to advertise yourself, right? And not even just with East versus West, because I've been advertising myself since before then. But I know what it's like to have to put yourself out there, take the ridicule, take the comments, take the everything that comes with, like, people only see the highlight. They don't see the behind the scenes. They really don't. Like, there's so much more that goes into like, oh, well, I want what this person has. Like, somebody asked me the question at the Ottawa Open just recently, what it's like being on East versus West. And my answer to that person was, for everybody who thinks that they're ready for it and who wants it, you literally have no idea what goes on behind the scenes.
That's why they say this sport, there's levels and layers to the sport, for that reason. It's a whole, pulling, at Rico's Barbecue Invitational is a lot different than going to the fucking. All right, that was a horrible. That was
Don't
bad.
talk about Rico that way.
But it's different than going over to like the elite.
Oh.
It's different because even some of the elite that we all love and admire, they get whacked 3-0 also.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't their day.
And that's hard. Trust me, that's hard to walk into a room after you've lost and you were the favorite in a match, or like everybody else had high expectations of you. Right. That's hard.
But here's the thing though, it's how you bounce back.
Yeah.
It's not that, you compete there, you get smashed, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, look who's here. Look who's here. Hey, what's up? What is going on? How you doing?
Doing well. How y'all doing?
Good.
Not in charge. Yeah, I got mine too.
Yeah.
Right. I love it. I'm here for it.
Hey, you know what, Lucky? I'm glad you got on because we were. It wasn't a prediction show per se, but it was a. When the list came out, and thank you for giving me the updated version. And we were talking about it with the both classes, and since you popped on, this is what I said about you. I said, now that you are calibrated to this weight, you've balanced everything. Now I'm curious to see how all this is going to unfold, because the last one you went to, you were just getting to 154 or whatnot, so you were still trying to find out what that was like. And you spent the whole calendar year kind of doing this now. Okay, I got my training set to this weight now. I think I'm at a spot where I can go ahead and compete now. And
Right.
We were talking about, dark horses. I brought your name up, I brought Amanda's name up, and that kind of stuff. And so, you tell us, I know you're not the promoter, but a lot more than most. So I thought I'd bring you on here, and thank you for coming on, by the way. What do you know? What can you tell us?
So what I know, we've had Maddie and Gina on the show twice now. Once to just like talk about the idea, talk about what they wanted, really get it out there for ladies to like talk about like if they even wanted to be a part of it. So I know that was a big thing, is like we dropped some names of ladies that, hey, don't forget about this person, shoot this person message, hey, we really like this person for it. And then they just, took some ideas. They took, ladies that they got from Canada and then just sent out invites. And as people said yes or no, that's how the list was made. And so then we just recently had our show where we announced everybody. And that was going to be a part of it. Went really well. Super excited just to showcase these ladies. There's a wide range. You have Tamara Mitz, OG, legend, Kathy Faces, Canada. She's made a big name for herself, taking a lot of wins. I feel bad. Danielle Evanson, she won first in the 155. Left hand came in, I believe, second at the round robin 154. Right hand at last May. So I mean, like, there are 100% like killers in this lineup. And then you have those ladies who are just eager to get their name out and be a part of something bigger and being a part of that ladies event. And so I think like all of the ladies, they're super excited. They're really ready. They're driven. I think it's going to be a solid event. I'm really excited for the tournament afterwards because they are running 3 classes for that tournament.
So there's a tournament. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's going to be a tournament afterwards, 154, and then there's going to be that middleweight too for ladies, and then an upper weight as well too. So I think, as far as like the queen of the table, yeah, we have the round robin, but I mean, honestly, like, show for the tournament part too, because like you really want to test, like, these ladies will be there. So if you see a name on the list, they're gonna show up. Hopefully, the last 2 we have had those issues of ladies dropping out at the last minute, but you know what? Like, most of these ladies, I truly believe are barring an emergency, I went public with something that's personal with me that's going on, that I might not be able to be there. And
Right.
that's the way life is. Life throws curveballs. But as long as I'm in a position where I can show up to somewhere, best believe I'm going to be there if I'm invited. So
Now, I brought some before you got on the show. I brought something up, and I brought your name up. So I'm gonna bring it to you because Jocelyn and I were talking about, you know, any woman can win this. Seriously, anyone can win. You got your favorites, but anyone can win it. But it all depends on matchups, who gets who in the first, middle, or last rounds, or whatnot. So
right.
I thought of something, and maybe we can have it on Lucky's channel. I don't know. At least for the first round, because Jocelyn was saying, well, you know what? It's one thing to if you knew who your first round opponent was, you can at least focus on them, train for them, and then the rest you just kind of go as it goes. So,
Right.
what if on your podcast one night, whatnot, you got this hat, bucket, or bowl, whatever. You put all the names in there for that class. You just draw. Okay, bam. There's a name. Guess what? There's Lucky Wood. Okay, who was Lucky pulling first round? Oh, no way. Tamara missed. As an example, that way you got that solidified, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that right there too can create some hype. Because now, okay, I can't wait. It's almost like for a guy, it's the NFL draft. Oh, who's going to draft me? So now the ladies who are involved are kind of going, I bet you one, you're going to have a bunch of people tune in because they want to see who am I pulling in the first round.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, cool. Because what makes that more exciting is the fact that all ladies are going to be at their freshest on the first round. So when you do something like that, then I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but it just popped me on when Jocelyn was saying that. And I was like, ooh, maybe they should do this. So what do you think about something like that?
They did the whole. I love it because, like, I know for the right hand round robin, they actually did the whole roster. On a show.
And it helps you to plan. It helps you to strategize, right? Like that's something that I would like. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like round robins don't have to be like, we're going to try something brand new every single time. If something worked really well the first time that you saw it, then why reinvent the wheel?
Right, exactly. And I think the left hand, we didn't go public with it. We did just a Zoom meet with everybody, so everybody did know the lineup, but we kind of kept it like hush hush as far as like who was pulling who when. And that was just something that the participants wanted to do. Like that wasn't, again, Lucky's not in charge. I just do what I'm told. And so this one, I think it's kind of 50-50 split. Like my opinion and my preference is to know ahead of time because that's what I've done the last 2 times. But I know there's been some vocal of like, no, we don't want to know. We want to walk in and, just have it. And so, respect to those ladies, that's not personally my how ideal for me. But, I'm not going to be the squeaky wheel either. So whatever the promoters decide to do with it, go for it. But I would love to do that.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Also, to get you caught up,
Sure.
Josh and I were talking, and she made an awesome point. Okay, and I want your opinions because, and you know about this. You've been
whatever Jocelyn says, I agree with her because she scares me.
Well, okay, so you're one of the very few out there, also, because you got the only women's podcast that I know of, right? So you promote the sport for ladies just as much as anybody I know, and we all know in the States. I kind of had to catch Jocelyn up on this. What happens here in the States that it's very hard to have all the ladies come to these tournaments because there's so many out there for one. But it gets hard. We tried everything, promoters, save cash money prizes, free entries, all that kind of stuff. They just don't show up. But for some reason or another, when it comes to a round robin, because it's women only, they all come there, which is awesome. Now, here's my question to you, because Josh made an awesome point. There's reasons why she doesn't announce where she's going, because then by doing so, because it happens to guys all the time, by doing so, then some ladies kind of like, okay, maybe I won't go to this one. Or maybe, and then all of a sudden now the promoter's losing people that could show up. Now they're not going to come because they know Josh is pulling. How do you feel about that?
I get personally, like, I will say that there are events that I have not gone to just because I know like I can't get there. You know, I can't like Bill Collins out in California, UAL. He does amazing cash payouts for women. He does belts. He does all that. I just can't get there because I'm on the other side of the U.S. of A.
Right.
But I do try to strategically plan to do things. So me personally, like somebody showing up is not going to deter me from being there. You know, like
Yeah.
shoot. I proved that last May. May. Like I saw the list of ladies and I was like, oh goodness, oh gracious, you know what? But this is an opportunity, and you know, and it changed my trajectory. It truly did. I know I didn't do hot, but it's what I needed, 100%. So like for those ladies, I would just say, listen, you can go somewhere and get smacked 11 times and then turn around and win 6 national titles at another event. Like it does
Yeah.
not matter when you go somewhere that you know that you're going to have somebody that can beat you. And you know what? Grip up with them. Have them, have that experience with them, and then a year later pull them again and see your growth. Maybe it
Mhm.
takes them 3 seconds longer to pin you. Like that's cool.
Right.
That's what this sport is about, is taking those challenges and looking at those mountains and being like, you know what? I'm not scared to put my arm on the table. That's just
Yeah,
my 2 cents.
I agree with you completely. That's how you should be looking at it. But I see people come into the sport, and if they're not good at it right away, nobody likes to be a beginner, right?
Right.
And
Right.
especially women, like, and that's, I can't remember, I don't know if it was your podcast that I said this on, but I'm so excited for the strong women to enter the arena because those women are used to having people watch them, right? Whereas
Mhm.
most women are super uncomfortable, rightfully so, with, what we go through on a daily basis.
Right.
Of people watching us, right? And critiquing us. Oh my God, have you seen the comment section? It is lit all the time. Every single time I have a match, whether it's my attitude, my weight, people are more obsessed about my weight than I am. Like, legitimately.
Right.
So, like, I can understand these women's fear when it comes to coming to the table and like failing. Nobody likes to fail.
Yeah.
It sucks.
No. Right. And
Well,
I would, what I would say to that is like I feel like we as spectators, men and women alike, need to
Mhm.
just be very cautious too of what we're saying about these ladies or about other ladies too.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
somebody's new is seeing all the trash that Jocelyn's getting, well, why would you put yourself in that position? If everybody hears, it would, no offense, Jody, but if Jody loses and everybody's in his comments going crap, people came after me for the
Yeah.
round robin. Like I 100% get it. And so like if you want this sport to grow, then
Yeah.
encourage. I mean, be realistic. Don't gas somebody up. But at the same time, don't feel the need to always be the negative, always be the one bringing
Yeah.
people down,
Like,
because
focus
people
on the
see that.
table. Yeah. Like,
Yep.
focus on the table. The comments about like everything else but what happens on the table, not necessary. No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
well, here's something. So it's safe to say that Josh, you are arm wrestling royalty when it comes to the women's division. So I'm just go ahead and get that out there now. Okay. So riddle me this: if there's a tournament and you and Lucky had to be on the table, the
Mhm.
match is said and done, it's over with. But after the tournament, and Lucky's going to you, going, "Hey, I need some pointers to help me out. Would you be able to kind of work on me with some technique?" What would that look like coming from you?
100%.
Hang on, wait, real quick. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to say one thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry because I always cry when I tell this story. After the round robin, this Sunday or Saturday morning, I showed up to the 154 round robin just to support the girls that were in there. And Jocelyn came up to me, like we had not spoke, we had not talked, we had not met. And Jocelyn came up to me after what happened Friday night before and was so kind and so encouraging and just spoke life into me again. So people who want to say stuff about her and her attitude and all this, like, this is my experience. I'm not discrediting other people's experience with Jocelyn, but my experience with Jocelyn is somebody who will speak life into somebody who went 0-11 the night before. at an event she probably shouldn't have been in.
You know what? It's okay to cry on my show. We get emotional on my show. Okay, it's all right. I'm so glad you said that because I don't want to speak for Josh, but I'm going to. So feel free to kick me in the shin when I'm done saying this. Josh has been through so much this year, right, wrong, or indifferent, positive and negative. She's been got darts thrown at her way so many times. And I don't know why people feel the need to make her a villain. I really don't. So, I'm glad that you stepped up to the plate like you actually said that. Because there are some ladies out there who just feel that way. I'm like, you know what? What the fuck? Finally, somebody says, look, I know firsthand what Jocelyn can do. And I wish some other ladies were like that too. I'm not going to get into what happened at the Auto Open because I got my inbox was full of negativity when it came to that and some other stuff. But the fact that when you have an elite puller, right, and they're at your tournament, when it's all said, I mean, I don't know what you ladies, what the approach is for you, Lucky, but I know from a guy standpoint, I'm going to say it again, like I said on the show last week, that anytime you had an elite puller in your class, it's like, ooh, I get my chance to either one, I need to know what it feels like. Mm-hmm. What an elite puller feels like on the table. There's one, right? Two, depending on the scenario, situation, I might surprise them and catch them off guard. You never know. But you'll never know unless you go up in there and you put the work in. I'm glad ladies are putting the work in, not just focusing on Instagram and, Snapface or whatever the hell that shit's called and all that other social media stuff, right? And I'm glad that, I see people put in the work, right? So thank you for saying that because I think Jocelyn has heard so much negativity. She's probably like over it now. But the fact that there are people out there who appreciate you. And like I said, I'm going to just quit talking. I'm going to let Josh, comment on what Lucky just said. Go ahead, Josh. Take it away.
Sorry, girl.
No, you're good. I am happy that I was able to bring that to you because people suck. Like great big people suck. And I always try to give to people, but they don't give to me. So now awesome. You got me emotional.
I got everybody crying on ArmTalk tonight.
No, but at the end of the day, like I have never, nor would I ever, hurt anybody intentionally. I would never ridicule somebody intentionally because I won't do to somebody else what I wouldn't want done to me. And that what people have to realize is arm wrestling is not my bread and butter. It's not my job. Okay. My job is outside of arm wrestling. This I do because I enjoy it. I'm good at it. And like, I like being here. Right. Who the hell am I? Or how do I come across as an advocate for the sport if I'm trying to intentionally hurt somebody, intentionally humiliate somebody, keep them out of the sport?
Right. Totally.
We're all kind of misfits coming into this sport. This is not a sport that's mainstream. You know what I mean? Like we're all kind of misfits coming into this. In the sport. Right? But it's like, that's who we are, really. We're just kind of a bunch of misfit toys. Like on an island.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? Because we all, for the most part, want new people to come into the sport. But yet when they come into the sport, then some of us act as such. And that's the one thing I'll never understand. I mean, men, women, they act as such, I try so hard to promote the ladies in some way, somehow. There's a few out there that find a way to make it very difficult to defend them. They make it very difficult. And it's like going, you know what? There's been on a few occasions, I'll almost threw my hands and say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Y'all do what you do. But because I like the sport too much and because I got good friends and close friends on the ladies division in this sport, I can't just like turn my back and walk away. Right. So that's why I do what I do. I sit there and I applaud everybody. I wish everybody got along. But sometimes it is what it is. You can't do anything like that. But
and thank God we salute you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I see you going on to like everybody's stuff and commenting on everybody's stuff, and it's like, hate them, love them, whatever, you're like, good job.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a good job, but then they turn around and my feet get put to the fire on certain things. I'm like, all right, whatever, what the fuck ever,
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I love the fact that these round robbers are happening because now, like I said earlier, before you got on the show, Lucky, Josh and I were saying it's the one time where you can get, and we're looking at 20 women right now. You
21.
can get
21, right?
Yeah,
What's that?
It's 10 and 11, so 21.
Okay, well,
And if you want to be like technical about it, we're really showcasing 23 because we have 2 female refs as well too.
Well, and we know the promoters will be there, so 25.
Right.
There you go. Now, is this can the guys come in there and just hang out and watch and enjoy it too, or how does that work?
Yep. Yeah. So, and I confirmed this last night, with, Gina and Maddie. There will be, it's going to be free for spectators. So anybody want to pop on over, watch, show up. I'm sure that I mean, I know I would love to have you guys there. But it will be live streamed. They're going to live stream it to the Team London YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe on there. I'll probably be doing stuff with the Lucky Ones page because they're kind enough to let me kind of sneak around and
Right.
do my own thing. And then probably they talked about 1 or 2 other channels as well. Hopefully doing a few things. So I'll let them announce that when they confirm with everybody. But yeah, free for spectators. Station 11 in Ridgetown, Ontario, Canada, and then check it out live on the Team London and the Lucky Ones page.
Hey, you know what sucks about this whole thing? I have to wait till April for it to happen. But really though, we Josh made a whole bunch of great points. I'm going to say another one because she says so much can happen between now and then, like injuries. People may fall out because she experienced that when she went. Here are the names when we started, but now people started dropping off, and sometimes the promoter might be scrambling to find somebody, and then okay, let's plug this person and that person in, and then it kind of loses some of its luster, in comparison. But I do like the fact that Josh said, "Hey, when you do that kind of stuff, it holds women accountable." How do you feel about that, Lucky? I mean, I don't know what is the rule that you got to put your buy-in now, or how does that work?
So actually it is it is free for the ladies. The promoters are not charging the competitors. The tournament will be $20 an entry though. So
okay.
And and I get from promoters and people who have been in it for a while, I understand and that could be kind of hesitation, like, well, if you're not charging them, nobody has like a buy-in, so then it's more likely that they'll bow out. But I understand the side of the promotion of like, we just want women to come, so we're not going to have a cost hindering them coming as well. So I see both sides of the coin. Again, not in charge, not my event, so I'm happy to not have the buy-in. I'll still, like I said, I'm 100% going to be there, barring a family emergency. Like, no money doesn't matter. I'm showing up. But I think sometimes it is good to have that accountability of like, okay, you're not getting your $100 back if you don't show up. Like, thanks, we'll put it towards the pot. I think, and then then they're like, well, maybe I can make it, or maybe maybe this little finger jam isn't as bad as I'm making it out to be. Like, so I see, again, I see both sides. I'm cool with the fact that there isn't an entry fee, and I appreciate the ladies making it feasible for us to make it happen and for us to show up, especially for the Americans that need to get passports and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Because
check
when
this
you
out.
talk
William
about
Grace.
that, you go for like $185 for a passport plus $100 entry fee. That's $285. And
There you
Mm-hmm.
I
go.
mean, that's a pretty penny when you don't have a sponsor.
For sure. But I mean that goes both ways, right? Like we had the same thing last year. So
Exactly. And so like I'm good either way. Like
you already have your passport. You sent me the picture.
I did send you a picture. I was so
Oh, we
excited.
just waiting now. We're waiting for you.
I'm trying to be Canadian like you, Jody.
Hey, I'm 2.3% Canadian, so it's all good, right? We have a comment to a statement that Jocelyn made from William Gray. He says, we have some backups in case of an injury or a change in plans in case an athlete needs to step down between now and then. So that's good. Always have a plan B, right? Always have a plan B. What if, and let me throw it to you ladies out there and everybody in the chat. What if, and this could be separate from the round robin, so let me just put that out there. Team Canada, captained by Courtney Hike. Team USA, captained by Danielle Everson. What do you think? And y'all just clapped it.
Could be fun.
What you think?
Who you guys sending from the States?
I'm just
I got
Hey.
Aaron.
I'm saying, because then can you imagine that? And check this out. Because I know, like Canada ain't messing around, Canada's not messing around. And when they come and they come, and first of all, you got to find out where you're going to have it at, right? Then you kind of go, okay, well, what are the teams? Are we going to have a group of 5, group of 6 or 7? What, you got to have an odd number for a tiebreaker, right? Okay, cool. You do it that way. Then you got to go, okay, who's picking what in what category, and go from there. If that ain't interesting, I don't know what is. Because now maybe, because how my brain works, I can't speak for Canada because I just can't. I know about the ladies here. Maybe, as Nathan says, US is screwed. Maybe.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just like, we need Dugan, Merlene, Liz, Bachman, Leerin.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that team's not fire.
Oh, that's a good team.
Well, who you leaving out? There's no Danielle. Who you leaving out?
You said Danielle was the captain.
Oh, yeah. What about Madison? You can't leave her out.
But I was doing lightweight. Like,
Oh,
I was doing
okay.
Danielle.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Okay.
those are all lightweight, but yeah, definitely you're
Okay.
gonna put Madison on there. You're gonna put Martha.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Paige, Madison, Shauna, Katie Hankey, Katie. Like, yeah.
What about Nadia? She could be in the lightweight, right?
Yep.
Can she get into Canada? No, just playing. Yeah.
Well, she's coming next weekend. So.
Right.
Yeah, So you gotta have my girl Katie Hankey out there. Come on now. I think maybe that might be the thing that brings us all together. When I say us, I meant US, right? The ladies to bring us all together. Like, hey, let's get together for this one common goal. Let's do this.
Are you talking like a tough event, but like for women?
Yes, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm out in left field. Maybe, because my brain works a weird way sometimes. Maybe I might be dreaming. I don't know. But, I'm also thinking about this as another opportunity to get the more, spotlight on the ladies. Why not?
Yeah, and we look nice and promotional there.
If it's a dumb idea, by all means, say so. I'll retract my statement, whatever, But I just think, that could be cool, because then it's like, all the American ladies can get together and go, okay, let's go ahead and smack these bitches, or wherever the behind the scenes talk happens, and then Canada can go, I'm so fucking done with these arrogant, US people and blah, 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 whatever.
Hold my maple syrup.
Yeah. If that means Team USA has to come to Canada, we'll go find the Crown Royal, take all your Crown Royal, come back with the state, whatever the fuck, that's fine too, whatever. Don't think I won't go to Manitoba, go grab some Crown Royal and bring it back with me. Yeah, right? So
that's what you're really mad about in this whole thing, right? It's just like
right, 100%. Jody, I feel like there's a hidden vendetta a little bit.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? I'm thinking of it, because the guys got the tough league, and there's ladies on some of the teams too. Yeah. But why not do something like that? Just the ladies, and so okay, hey, we're gonna do this. Pick like an odd number, 5 or 7 ladies, ranging from whatever weight to whatever weight on each side, and go, okay, this is what we're doing. Courtney, you're the captain of Canada. You go ahead and match people up. Danielle, you're the captain over here, match people up. And that way we just have a good old fashioned, slobber knock on the table and hey, may the best team win. I think that'd be kind of cool, honestly, if I'm being totally honest,
And I 100% agree with you. I think the only hiccup that I see with that is asking, for certain ladies, um, everybody, because it's a very individualized sport, everybody has their individual path, and I think I heard
Mm-hmm.
Jocelyn mention that
That is
earlier in
true.
the show of just like, and so like some of these ladies, like, and full disclosure, Lucky's gonna tell a secret, there are people that I reached out to personally because of I knew that their level was going to be more even with the ladies on the round robin and then another event that's getting ready to be announced. And
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, thank you for reaching out, but unfortunately, we have nationals. I have worlds. I have this. I have this that I'm
That's
working
true.
towards." And
Yeah.
so it's just I feel like people forget that sometimes of like, "Oh, why aren't they going here?" Well, because they have another event a week later.
Yeah.
And so it's you just gotta be careful with the but what about her, what about blah blah blah. It's just like let people go where they want to go,
Mm-hmm.
and it's no different than let people pull where they want to pull. So
No, I
I
get
would
that.
say that's the only hiccup to your plan is, when do you schedule it, when do you plan it, like who's gonna like what is somebody gonna be is somebody willing to sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
this goal to be a part of this dream.
Right. No, I
That's kind
got
of
you.
funny that you say that because I had somebody reach out to me and say like, "Hey, what do you do next summer?" And I'm kind of like, "This is good thinking. Like you're on the ball," because I'm like, if I'm not traveling, I'm arm wrestling. So I'm like, good for you for reaching out that far ahead of time.
You kind of
Right,
have to at this
right.
point. Like, I got stuff already set for 2026.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we ain't done with this year. I already, because I like to do that just because, it's like that I feel comfortable that way. That way I can plan stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got other ones that kind of pop up. It's like going, "Ooh, I don't know if I could, that kind of stuff." So I do understand that. Yes, you made a good point, Lucky, because that is a thing. Like, I plan on going to IFA Nationals. Yes, I do plan on going there, and in hopes of going there, whipping some ass, and then going to Japan for IFA Worlds. Hopefully, knock on wood, if everything works out. So,
Have some
that is
sushi
one of
for
my
me.
right. That is one of
Right.
my goals. So, I do get what you're saying, though. You have to check with people's schedule because life gets in the way. We're also dealing with parents. We're also dealing, with people who work full time and that kind of stuff. So I get all that. It was just the idea I had as I was speaking
Yeah.
to the both of you. So that's all I was saying.
I don't
It's
think
just,
it's a bad idea. That's the only thing that I could say is really like a big thing is because we're not a team sport.
No.
We're an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And so shifting that mindset and shifting that is going to be some girls are just going to be outright like, no, thank you. And other girl,
Mhm.
like me, I'd be like, shoot, okay, hop on a team. Let's go, ladies. Charge.
And some people might like that more though too, because it takes the heat off of them, right? Because again, it's an individual sport. The heat's all on you, right? Everybody
Right.
loves to blame the athlete, but now you've got a team to blame, right?
Right.
Like,
But
Wow.
I would say too, though, like, so in my like just kind of stemming from your idea too is, when you look at Team Sweden, like that is literally how they were brought into the sport. Is they were brought in to a team. They were trained by people who knew what they were doing. Heidi Anderson worked with all the ladies, and she got them to where they are now, Team Sweden. And I feel like if USA or Canada was going to do something like that, like you're probably not going to have a winning season, quote unquote, your first 3 to 5 years. You're going to have to breed in, and you're going to have
mhm,
bring in ladies with that mindset of team mentality of I'm here to learn and I'm here to get better and I'm going to lose a
mhm,
lot, but we are eventually going to get to this level under these people's guidance.
mhm.
Yep.
So I don't think it's just like when in the 19 when was it? I think it was the 1976 All-Star basketball team completely failed because you brought in all these individuals. You didn't bring in a team.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. It's a different shift. Um, because you're right. Like, and I've said it before, and I stand by my statement. It is not a team sport, right? But like, if you want to
hockey.
compete,
It was hockey. It wasn't basketball. Sorry, it was hockey.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, I get that
that's neither
because
here nor there.
you can have teams, you can have clubs you train with.
Yeah, sure.
You know, yeah, you got each other's back when you go to nationals or worlds, but at the same time, at the end of the day, on that table, it's just you. You know, your teammates are going to do so much, but when you walk on that table and you put the elbow on that pad, at that point, it's just you, you know, and your opponent. So that's what it comes down to, you know. So I'm glad that, you know, that could be a thing. So, but I know, Jocelyn, I know you got a workout to get to. I don't want to keep you too long, you know. You got that going on. Hey, Lucky, thank you for chiming in. And then, when's your next show, by the way?
My next show will be with Sarah Lightning Natania coming up here shortly.
Yeah, that's tonight.
Doesn't she have a match coming up?
Yeah, I think so.
She's going against Jessie Onjovic at the Chris Kringle on December 6th.
There you go. And that's tonight,
I'm
right?
super excited for that. Jessie's been on kind of a win streak, and Sarah's lightning striking it down. So we'll see
that's
what
tonight,
happens.
Right?
I'm sorry?
You said that's tonight?
No, it'll be later this week.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so don't forget, check out the Lucky Ones podcast show, because you know, when you have Lucky and you got Amanda on there, they bring in some of the greatest and latest of the ladies division. So be sure to check them out. And most likely anybody that was on this list that we talked about tonight at some point was a guest on your show. So feel free to go back to all the episodes and stuff like that and check them out. So with that being said, Josh, I know you got some stuff going on because you got a mega match coming up. And before I let you go, I got to ask you, you know, you got a mega match coming up in December. How's everything going? How's your training? How confident do you feel? I know you tell everybody else. I already know how you feel, but you tell everybody else.
I mean, listen, I feel good. The arm is strong. The training's going really well. Anything can happen. I'm happy it's on the left and not on the right because, like I said yesterday on the podcast, my right has had quite a bit of mileage put on it this year, and I didn't realize it until I got to Worlds. So I'm excited for my left's little debut, see what it can do. Anna's no slouch because the left is her dominant arm.
Right.
So, you know, excited, hoping that we can maybe steal the show a little bit.
Josh, I consider you a close friend of mine, but I'm going to call Cap right now because I'm going to say Cap. I'm going to say bullshit. And I'm going to say this because here you are. And if I'm not mistaken, we all know your right's your money arm. Okay. But for some reason, you have this thing about, oh, my left hand's whatever. Bullshit. Because you took that left hand, your so-called I don't care party arm, whatever the fuck it is, you still took top 3 at the WAF World Championships. I don't want to hear a damn thing. So don't sit there and try to tell me or try to miss Lucky, myself, or anybody in the chat, or anybody watching.
I definitely sent her a message after she won left hand. I messaged her and was like, girl, I done told you that you're a left hand bowler. You be lying to all of us.
No, I know. It's my sleeper arm. This is the dark horse arm. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, you know what? I can half accept that because think about it. You got no. I'm being for real. Check this out. Because Anna, what'd she take left hand? She took what?
Second,
80 kilo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you took third in the open. So you got 2 women who medaled at this year's WAF Worlds left hand, and they're going to join. I don't give a damn what class. I don't care whose arm is party arm and what. I don't care. This is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that, you know, I'm not making a prediction right now. I'm just throwing facts. Right?
No, that's for later.
These are facts. Yeah, this is a little bit later. These are facts though, because you just said you got a lot of miles on your arm on the right.
On the right. Okay.
Yes. So, which tells me if I'm doing my math right, I hate math. If I'm doing my math correctly, you should be mainly fresh on this left. Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. Now, don't try to bullshit us. Come on now. I know for a fact, you know, the demeanor. I know that I still feel, in my opinion, my heart of hearts, I still feel, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. You still think you have stuff to prove.
Of course.
So that's why
I have unfinished business all over the place. And,
Yeah.
you know, slowly but surely, I will start wrapping up that unfinished business. But again, comes back to like what Lucky said. There are things that I have my eye on that
Mhm.
will be my main focus. There's a reason I entered the Ottawa Open, and it has nothing to do with pissing anybody off. Put it to you that way. But yeah, like, sorry.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, we're not gonna start, but I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Like, I have my own things that I work towards. So like the people who come at me and are like, well, why aren't you here? Why aren't you there? I've got my own stuff going on. I have my own ambitions within the sport. Like, and there's things that I'm working towards. So if I can get somewhere, I will do that. Just realize I'm going to be MIA for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, the grand finale is East versus West 21. And then I'm out for 3 months. I need a mental break.
No, and I'm glad you get that, because, and here, I'll make another point before I let you go. I know I keep saying that, but my last point, seriously.
Riveting conversation. I know. You just want to keep talking.
I know. I can't help it. I love this, you know. But you said, you know, Lucky was saying sometimes you got to be cautious when you make plans, because, you know, some people got their own path. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Jocelyn, January 1st, 2025, your main goal was WAF Worlds, was it not?
Yep.
Now, how many matches right-handed came in your face before that, though? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
So
and the thing
like,
is, too, is like some of that was thrown my way. Like, I was told the EGLA match was going to be in Chicago, right? Yeah. A lot of people don't know the behind the scenes of that. A lot of people don't know the fact that, like, I was recovering from an injury, and I never made this public, but I was recovering from an injury where I couldn't even hold and hammer curl a 20-pound weight on my right arm the summer of 2024. I couldn't. And now I can. Well, I can do more than that now, but like, you know what I mean? Like, at the time, nobody knew that, right? So like, I was listening to one of your shows, Jody, and when you said like there was too much too soon, I agree. And that was my mistake this year. That was my mistake this year.
You know, but here, okay, so let's pivot for a second. That goes into like opportunities, right?
Yeah.
When you get opportunities, are you supposed to say no? You see what I'm saying? Like, if Lucky got opportunity, go, hey.
And I had said no to East versus West before, right? So I was offered a match on East versus West in Orlando, and I turned it down because of the fact of my injury and because of the fact that I was just coming back from Tanzania, and it didn't feel fair to my opponent to not train for 3 weeks before a match. So I turned it down. Right. There's no turning East versus West down a second time.
Yeah, see, opportunities, right? So, you know, I guess the point I was trying to make it with this statement is the fact that, yes, you know, different path, but every once in a while, here comes a curveball where it's like, okay, you know, so I'm pretty sure if you can redo this year, that you probably maybe take away one match, and probably restructure the time of the match. You might have a different outcome come WAF Worlds on the right hand. Is where I'm going with that. Okay. That's all I was trying to say. So
no, I said it yesterday. I said it yesterday too. Like, my performance at WAF Worlds on the right, not my favorite. I also talked about accountability for referees, because I think that has become a little bit outrageous. With I don't know. I don't know how to put this professionally, so I'm just not going to get into it. But like, you know, we put 1,000% accountability on the athletes at all times, and we blame them if they lose, whatever. But, you know, some accountability needs to come back to the poor application of rules, and the uneven application of rules. So, and that's as professional. That's as professional as it gets.
I'm just thinking back to, did either of you watch Forge Gym? Like, Travis was at the Forge Gym Arnold qualifier live stream.
Oh, this weekend?
this weekend.
Yeah, I watched.
My favorite part was Travis at the microphone whenever there was a coincidental foul. He was like, "That means you made a mistake, Roman."
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I don't want to sit there and rag on the rest because, I just think,
I wasn't. I was quoting Travis. I'm not ragging on Russ. I thought
oh,
Roman did a
no.
phenomenal job.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying kind of what Jocelyn, where she was going with that, because I think sometimes, and this is not all referees, I think some kind of get pressured by the fans sometimes. Maybe the athletes where, like, hey, if the ref says don't fucking move, period. And then one budget, and then instead of giving them a foul, they're like, okay, next time I'm gonna give you a foul. Fuck it, you done lost everything now. Because I guarantee you, even though us fans who pay money to see this stuff, I guarantee you fucking foul them and there's a title on the mind, I bet they won't fucking do it again. Bet they won't do it again. But because you gave them that rope and they took it, now you done lost fucking control of it.
Yeah.
That's the only point I'm trying to make on that. And I don't want to get too far into it because that'll be another half hour that I know.
That's another show.
I know Lucky got some things to do. But with that, I'm going to put a bow tie on this. Josh, thank you for joining me on the show. I know you got a busy schedule, but thanks for taking time out. Lucky, thanks for chiming in, because I know you know more about that. My plan going forward is to get some of these ladies who are on this list, kind of bring them on the show, maybe 2 at a time, maybe 3, whatever. Might have a whole fucking squad, whatever, and kind of just sit there and roll with that. So, again, ladies, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Your Friday. Oh, my God. Are we there yet?
Oh, did I say Friday? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm like, that was so long. That was the shortest week ever.
Yeah.
You know why I was thinking that? Because there's so much going on this weekend. Because globally, all right, you got that. You got the Monster Factory going on, and you got
Thanksgiving in 3 days.
Yeah, so my brain's like, I want to be here so fast. So again,
okay, well, happy your imaginary Friday.
Right. Happy Make Believe Friday, everyone. Jody's Canadian.
Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and enjoy your holiday. Josh, y'all had Thanksgiving last month, so you just enjoy your workout. Okay, talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.